Have you ever had one of those moments where everything around you feels eerily familiar? Maybe you're in the middle of doing something, and suddenly you feel like you've done it all before. The same place, the same actions. It feels like you're reliving a memory, even though you know it's the first time. Or perhaps you visit a location you've never been to, but it feels like you've been there before. Everything seems recognizable. Or even more strangely, you dream of a scenario, and months later, you find yourself standing in that exact same moment, with the same people and setting, just like in the dream. This odd experience has a name. It's called the Hippocampus Effect, or what many of us know as déjà vu. So what exactly is the Hippocampus Effect? It's a psychological phenomenon where you experience an overwhelming sense of familiarity with something that's supposed to be new. It's the sensation that you've been somewhere before, seen a scene play out before, or even lived through a moment before, even though logically you know it's impossible. But what makes this experience so compelling is how real it feels at the time. You're certain that you've encountered this situation before, but when you think about it, you realize it's all brand new. Deja vu, or the hippocampus effect, can feel strange or even unsettling. But what's going on behind the scenes? What's happening in your brain that causes this sensation? Let's dive into the science. This sense of familiarity isn't some supernatural phenomenon. It's all happening in your brain, specifically in the hippocampus, which is the part responsible for forming and recalling memories. The hippocampus works as a sort of memory hub, constantly storing new information and pulling up old memories. But occasionally it misfires or overlaps, creating the sensation that you've experienced something before, when in fact you haven't. One explanation for the hippocampus effect is that it involves a delay between two parts of your brain. When you experience something new, your brain processes the information, but sometimes there's a slight lag. Your brain processes the same event twice, once in real time and then a fraction of a second later. This creates the illusion that you're remembering the event, even though it's happening for the first time. But it doesn't stop there. Our memories are constantly influenced by past experiences. Your brain might recognize similar elements in your current environment, whether it's the lighting, the sounds, or the layout of a room, and connect them to a memory or dream you've had before. This overlap of sensory cues tricks you into feeling like you've already been through this moment. So why do we experience the hippocampus effect in the first place? The truth is, there are several theories that try to explain it, and the phenomenon remains a bit of a mystery. Let's look at a few of the most popular ideas. 1. Memory overlap. One of the most accepted explanations is that your brain encounters something that resembles a past experience. Maybe you're in a place with similar architecture or hearing a song with a familiar melody. Even if these elements aren't identical to something from your past, they might be similar enough to trigger that feeling of déjà vu. Your brain is essentially blending old memories with new experiences, creating a momentary confusion. 2. Subconscious dreams. Another fascinating theory is that our dreams play a big role in déjà vu. Have you ever had a dream where you're in a completely random place or situation? Sometimes these dreams leave imprints in your subconscious mind. When you encounter a similar scenario in real life, whether it's the layout of a room, the way someone speaks, or the overall vibe, your brain recalls that dream and makes you feel like you've seen it all before. 3. Cognitive processing delay. One of the simpler explanations is that déjà vu occurs when there's a delay in cognitive processing. Essentially, your brain processes the same information twice, but not in perfect sync. The first time you experience the moment, it's recorded unconsciously. When your brain processes it consciously, just milliseconds later, it feels like you're remembering it rather than experiencing it for the first time. So, what does the hippocampus effect mean for us? While it can be unsettling when it happens, it's a normal part of human cognition. It's not a sign that something is wrong with your memory or your brain. In fact, the hippocampus effect shows us just how complex and sophisticated our minds are. Our brains are constantly at work, making connections, processing information, and storing memories, sometimes in ways we don't fully understand. What's interesting is that déjà vu doesn't affect everyone the same way. Some people experience it frequently, while others may go years without having it. It's more common in younger people, especially teenagers and those in their 20s. But we still don't know exactly why. It could be related to how our brains are developing and adapting to new experiences. Deja vu also reminds us of how memories and perception are closely linked. Every day, our brains are sorting through vast amounts of information, from what we see and hear to what we touch and smell. Sometimes these sensory experiences blend with past memories, making us feel like we're reliving a moment. It's a reminder of how interconnected our perception and memory systems truly are. In the end, the hippocampus effect, or déjà vu, is a fascinating quirk of our minds. It reminds us just how powerful our brains are at weaving together the past and the present, creating these strange but captivating moments of familiarity. So the next time you experience déjà vu, instead of feeling confused, take a moment to appreciate the incredible complexity of your mind. It's just one of the many ways our brains continue to amaze us. Have you ever had a déjà vu moment? What was it like? Share your experience in the comments below. We'd love to hear about it. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the workings of the human brain.